Hello friends! As a student, we all have our favorite study methods of what we think works best for us. So I want to share my 5 favorite study methods, starting with number 1, which is flashcards. I am 100% team flashcard. Flashcards in the app Quizlet are what got me through Spanish. I've always hated the process of creating flashcards, but finally realized that the entire process from beginning to end was actually studying. You can watch my entire video about how I study using flashcards to see what I am talking about. All I will say is that it is worth it, and if you do it correctly, you will not feel like you are wasting any time. Number 2 is mind maps. Mind maps are not for everyone, I realize this. They can be time consuming and if not done correctly, a little confusing. But for a visual learner like myself, it is nice to see how one concept or event can connect one to another and so on. My 3rd favorite study method is teaching others or playing teacher. The best way to learn is to teach others. It is easy to memorize a concept, but the true test is actually being able to explain a concept to somebody else so that they can understand it. Once you feel comfortable with the information you have been studying, try and explain it to a friend, parent, or even a pet. If you're able to explain it, then you understand it and you will have a better time remembering it for the test. Number 4 is creating practice tests. All textbook providers have a website. The question is, what type of resources does it have? Most will have some sort of practice test section that should be taken advantage of. If not, they will sometimes have chapter summaries in the back of the book that you can do that will help a lot. But my favorite way is to create my own practice tests. I would think about how my professor would write the upcoming test, or I would look at past tests and see how they worded certain questions. This can be a challenge, but it gets you studying while creating the questions and helps you think like your teacher would, and how maybe they would word a certain question. Number 5 is annotating my study guide. It is easy to fill out a study guide that is given to you for a final or a midterm, but the one way that has helped me actually understand and retain the information was to go through my complete study guide page by page with the book. I would have a highlighter, pen, and sticky notes nearby, and I would go in and read the information I put in the study guide, highlight the important information, and then reread the section in the book and write down any examples or further explanations in the margins. I actually have a whole video talking about how I study using this method, and I will link it down below for anybody who is interested. These 5 methods were always my go-to when it came to studying. It took me a while to weed out the bad methods and the methods that did not work for me, but once I found them, I stuck to them and haven't looked back. If you have a method that might work for someone, make sure you share it below. Thank you for watching.